Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and in the Pokemon TCG, obviously HP is a somewhat meaningful stat, but today I figured it would be a great time to break down the best Pokemon of every HP value in the standard format of the Pokemon TCG. Again, this is just standard. I made this video a while ago. I honestly don't remember quite when it was, but I think it was multiple years ago. I could be wrong. And it was also suggested to me in the comment section as well by a few different people. So if you have any video suggestions, make sure you leave those down below in the comment section as well. But anyways, this is pretty simple and straightforward. Best Pokemon of each HP value, except one thing I do want to mention before we hop into things in terms of criteria is the fact that previous evolutions, I'm not really going to give those too much credit. So for example, when we get to 70 HP, Dreepy, I guess he's allowed to play, but it's because it's a previous evolution and on its own doesn't really do anything at all. So I guess Drakeloak, Drakeloak does stuff, but Dreepy doesn't really do, anything. If you want to say that Dreepy is the best 70 HP Pokemon or like is very good because it's a previous evolution to Dragapult EX, that is fair, and I will be mentioning that when we get there. But for the most part, I'm focusing on what a card actually does by itself. And yeah, let's just hop right in. I'll go over some honorable mentions, and I haven't actually decided on exactly what I want for each value, so we will be going along here and yeah, just seeing what the cards are. Also, make sure you subscribe, like all that good stuff. That really helps out the channel and the video. But looking at 30 HP, which is the least HP in the Pokemon TCG ever slash in standard, but it's also ever. So in standard, obviously, there's the baby Pokemon, and this one's not very hard, right? You have Joltik, and you also have Cleffa, which are good cards, right? They're pretty good. But Badoo's obviously the best one. Item locking for free, and it also is like free routine, but it item locks are free, right? That's very good. Obviously, this is the best 30 HP Pokemon in the game. I don't think there's really much debate there. Moving on to 40, because 30 is pretty interesting. 40 it isn't really. Also, I'm only going to be looking at the competitive cards, so presumably I won't miss anything, but if I do, let me know down below in the comment section. This is competitive thing, or is comp filter here. In Limitless filters out only cards that have seen play in competitive decks, or in decks in the regular Limitless, not play Limitless decks. But anyways, 40 HP here is kind of weird. There aren't really any particularly good previous evolutions. I mean, they're also all previous evolutions, right? Everything here evolves. There is Zubat, which lets you look at your opponent's hand. I think last time I did this, I said Zubat. I guess I'll say Abra. Abra lets you swap it back or send it back into the deck. It's not really particularly good on its own. I think it's seen some play. What is this? It is a pivot. I've seen it played in Gardevoir as also a pivot to maintain control over let me see if I can actually find a list that did this. I swear this was a thing at one point. Though I haven't actually seen anyone do it in a game, but it allows you to you can maintain control of your tools because you can attach to Abra, then you can research, and then you can send it back into your deck. It's a thing. It's not very common, but I don't know. I'll go with Abra here. It is a previous evolution. As I said, I'm not really waiting that too much, but also Zubat like just isn't very good, unfortunately. Zubat's so fun. I love this card. I don't like really play it though because it's not very good. But anyways, yeah, I'll go with Abra there. Moving on to 50 HP. Oh, we can see that this one has some more cards. 40 is like a weird, I guess, middle ground between the babies and like the low HP pre-evolutions here. Again, these are all previous evolutions. So this one, I guess we are waiting how good they are as pre-evolutions, but also like how good the regular cards are. I'd say, I mean, honestly, Goldeen though isn't just a previous evolution, right? You got Eevee here. Can evolve fast, which is very good. You have Pidgey with Call for Family. This is a good prevo, I guess. I mean, having more HP would be good, but they all have the same HP there. There's some other things to say about different previous evolutions as well, but I think we'll go with Goldeen here. It is a card that on its own doesn't necessarily do too much, but it has the ability Festival Lead, meaning that playing it within the Festival Lead deck, specifically with a deck that doesn't play Seeking. Most of these do play Seeking, that are playing Goldeen, but you can also use Goldeen as a Pokemon with the Festival Lead ability, allowing you to use the Boom Boom Groove ability on Thwackey with a basic. That can be a pivot here. You could make it a pivot. You don't have to make it a pivot. You can attack with Seeking, but ultimately Goldeen actually does something which is really nice to allow you to actually have your engine work a lot better. If you don't have Goldeen, your engine can like fall apart really easily in like weird situations. So Goldeen is good. It's not like that good. I'm talking about it like it's like super important to a super good deck. That's not the case, but it's like it's a decent card. Moving on to 60 HP here. Also, so I was looking at this before. It includes the fossils here. I didn't actually expect that, but anyways, we see the fossils. Also, apparently someone played Antique Helix Fossil. They played in Mew. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, so you have that. Antique Root Fossil, super cool card. It's not the card we're going to go with here. Also, I'm talking standard right now, though I'm also taking into account older stuff a little bit if that's like a tiebreaker. Spiritomb was good. Spiritomb obviously is bad. It doesn't do anything anymore. Then there's also some, interesting cards. I want to give it to LGM. LGM's a really fun card, but I think I have to give it to Ditto, right? I have to give it to Ditto here, allowing you to switch into any basic if you have it in the active on turn 1, which you can get generally using either Buddy Buddy Poffin or using Fan Rotom or both. And yeah, I mean, it's a very good ability. It's not a card I particularly enjoy too much, I'm not going to lie. In terms of other options, I mean, there's like some United Wing stuff and things like that. There's more cards here. But ultimately, Ditto's a good card. It's not the most impactful card in the decks it's played in, but it's played in a good chunk of decks, and it is a nice little option for extra consistency there. Moving on to 70 HP. Of course, there's a lot of 70 HP Pokemon in the game. This is the ideal HP for a previous evolution because you're out of range of being one-shotted by Dragapult EX, but you are not out of range or Buddy Buddy Poffin there. That being said, you can actually use Hawlucha to allow you to hit 70 on the bench. Hawlucha is a decent card here. It's not the most impactful card in Dragapult. Like, let me open up a Dragapult list here, and it's like really only played in that. I'd say it's probably the least impactful, maybe like second least impactful Pokemon slash line in the deck. The other ones are all good. Hawlucha certainly is like useful in the deck. I mean, there's a reason it's played, right? But it's not. It can be good, right? It's good if you have your Dragapult and your opponent has a board which is vulnerable to it. And it can be good. It can win you games, but it's not just Hawlucha. So, anyways, Hawlucha's like all right. Klefki is good. Being able to disrupt some things. Then you have Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu still is good, but it doesn't really see that much play anymore. We'll talk about another card similar to it. There is Fan Rotom as well for setting up. Fan Rotom is really nice. It has an okay attack. Between those ones, I think I'll give it to. Probably not Hawlucha. I guess I'll give it to Fan Rotom. It's a nice setup card. It's a mediocre attacker, I guess. It's not very good, but it could definitely be worse there. So ultimately, it's very good for setup. We were just talking about Ditto. It's good with Ditto. It's good with Pidgeot EX. It's good with obviously Noctowl. That's the main thing you're looking at there. It's kind of weird to play Fan Rotom in a deck not playing Noctowl. But you could. Like this list here runs basics and stage 1s. They're both searchable off of it. So it's a good card. It allows you to do some different things. It's very important turn 1 with some decks. So Fan Rotom, just a really nice card here. 70 HP, again, an HP value that you'll see with a lot of cards. There's also Psyduck. I don't think Psyduck's like super good. It sees a good chunk of play, so it's by no means a bad card, but it's a pretty limited counter card. Only counters really 1 or 2, I guess, specific Pokemon in the game. Again, also there's Dreepy. Dreepy is, involves in Dragapult EX, which is very good, but I'm not going to give it to Dreepy here, but if you want to do that, I guess I could see it. I do still think that Fan Rotom probably is better than Dreepy is. But then moving on to the 80 HP mark, we see less Pokemon here. This one is interesting. I think there's some like cool ones here. There's, well, I don't know if cool. There's Frillish, which is good, right? It's obviously good in Gardevoir. There's also Shaman, which is good against some different things. So it's like a decent counter card. I'd say a little better than Psyduck, I guess. If it had 7 HP, it would actually be better, but or presumably it would be better. But anyway, Shaman is like decent. And there's also Pekkarunt. Pekkarunt was good at one point. It's still all right. What is this deck here? Okay, I keep getting distracted, but this list is like awesome. Okay, anyways, so I guess I'll go with. It's between Frillish and Shaman. I'll say Shaman, I guess. It's like the safer pick. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of either of these cards, but Frillish is like a decent and item lock card, but it's not super versatile in terms of the decks you can play it in. I mean, you could play it in some different things. Also, it's like a previous evolution, and that's part of why it's played, right? Which isn't like bad. It's like kind of adds to it, but it's not just played for what it does. So yeah, I'll give it to Shaman, but pretty close between those two in my opinion. And I think it is really between those two. Then looking at the 90 HP Pokemon, we're getting into more evolutions here. Pretty split between base, or no, actually this is mostly evolutions, almost all evolutions. In fact, But one of the better ones, this is actually a pretty interesting category. Drakeloak is like pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's good. Same thing with Electric, same thing with Dusclops. A bunch of middle evolutions here, which are decent cards. You also see the Frostlass, which is like a nice card. You see Screamtail, which is a nice card. Same thing with Fluttermane. This one honestly, it's pretty difficult. I think I'll give it to. It is current stand. I think Electric's gonna get a little better with the next set. Not like drastically better, but a little better. So I'm still like having that in my mind and thinking like, oh, Electric's like super good, but it's not in the meta we're actually in. This one's so tough. I'm really interested in hearing specifically this one down below in the comment section. I'm interested in hearing all of them if you have different takes, or the same takes as well. But this one I feel like is pretty difficult. I guess I'll give it honestly to Drakeloak. I feel like Drakeloak's a good card. I mean it is a good card, right? I feel like it's a really nice card, right? Allowing you to draw. And compared to these other cards, which are decent, a lot of them are somewhat specific. Frostlass really needs support from Monkey Dory and needs to be in the right deck. Screamtail obviously needs to be in the right deck. Dusclops is a previous evolution, which is like alright, but generally it's like your not the option you're always looking for. Electric's nice. I think that one might be the second option in my opinion. Um, it's good, right? It is very nice as like a piece in a deck. It's the centerpiece in the deck, but the deck it's in just is not the most impressive. So I will give it to Drakeloak. Obviously, it's very good with Dragapult EX, but it's a good draw engine. There's not that many draw engines in the game. I feel like I'll give it there. Then looking at the 100 HP mark, this one is going to be actually this one's pretty interesting. There's some like cool cards here. I think the main ones we're looking at are going to be probably Iron Bundles in that conversation. Okay, I'll shout out Tortuga. Tortuga is like super cool, but it's not here. It's not a regular stage one, unfortunately, so it doesn't really do what it's looking to do. But Iron Bundle is pretty cool here, as a way to like I don't know if disrupt, but like Gust kind of. It's not really Gust, but I'll give it to Noctowl. Noctowl is really good. It's another engine piece here, allowing you to search to trainers when you play it. Assuming you have a Terra in play. Obviously, this card works well with Fan Rotom and works well with like Trap a Ghost and things like that. It's a good card. There's not too much to overthink here. Yeah, it's a good engine. It's somewhat versatile. It's quite powerful, so I'll give it here. 110 HP. This one, there's a handful of interesting cards, I guess. Actually, this one is a little bit close in my opinion. So we do have stuff like Hobbs Kramer, Maractus, Mandibu's like favorite of mine, Ethan Sudowoodo. These are like pretty decent cards, or like all right to decent cards. I think it's between Lunatone and like Solak's like also good. And same thing with Genesect, but it's between Lunatone and Monkey Dory. Lunatone is a really nice draw engine here. Probably the best of all the ones we've said so far, in my opinion. Lunatone's like super good. I think it's maybe a little underrated. Funnily enough, I actually don't love it in the decks it's played. Well, I don't love it in like it's good in Goldengo, but I don't know. I feel like Goldengo isn't the best home for it. Like it's so good in Serial Edge. It's so good for the fighting stuff. And then Monkey Dory here is a nice support piece. That being said, it is a support piece. It's not like your draw engine, right? Your draw engine is the most important support piece. So does it do good stuff? Yes, it's very powerful. Specifically in Gardevoir and also in Marnie's. Outside of that, you look at it in like Dragapult, in like Goldango, I'd say it's super underwhelming. Not terrible. You could play it, but it's definitely not something that I think is the most useful thing. You look at it in something like your Dragon Ball. It's all right, right? You see it tossed into like different decks as well. Darkness decks, like generic Darkness decks, can use it like all right, but it's like a pretty low end support piece, kind of like Shaman or Psyduck. It's actually in similar situations there as well. A little stronger, I guess, but it requires resources put into it. So I'd say that it's kind of like a wash there. Obviously, it does have that higher upside, but I think I'm going to go with Lunatone. I'm a bit of a Monkey Dory hater. I don't think this guy's bad. I think Lunatone's just a little better. This one's honestly really close in my opinion. I imagine most people are going to say it's Monkey Dory, but yeah, I think it's Lunatone. I mean, it's just like it's a basic draw engine, right? There aren't that many basic draw engines that are like good. I mean, there's another one we'll get to later, that is kind of similar, but this one's very good. Moving on to 120 HP. 120 is going to be, let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so we have anything good. No. Okay, yeah, 120 is like kind of a bad mark. I can't think of anything here that's like, oops, when I'm just like looking at it, that's super good. My immediate reaction was Brute Bonnet, but Brute Bonnet's like not very good, specifically in standard. And then there's also, I mean, Chimpao is okay. I mean, Chimpao sees play some. It doesn't see that much play though. It's certainly, I think it's maybe a little underrated. It's like a nice way to get rid of Stadium. It's not amazing. I mean, you get it off of like Ultra Ball with a new item Poke Pad or whatever. That card's gonna help it, I guess. But anyways, that's not for today. Um, this is another one where I'd really be interested in hearing people's thoughts. I think I'm gonna give it to Brute Bonnet specifically because of what it's done in the past. The rest of these are kind of that. Okay, Toadscruel is also decent, right? Toadscruel is a good disruptive card, and it's good right now. So actually, I changed mine. I'm gonna give it to Toadscruel. I think Toadscruel, stopping Superior Energy Retrieval as well as Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher just being an amazing card. Superior Energy Retrieval all around, like in terms of general decks, it's worse, but it's like super important to. I mean, Goldengo, right? It's very important to Goldengo. It's useful in other situations, but the decks it's played in, it's like amazing and realistically. So, anyways, Third School is yeah, that's a good, not amazing, but definitely a decent card there. Then looking at 130 here, we see kind of similar, obviously, as we go like from one number to the next. It's kind of interesting seeing how like the stages and stuff change. Here, there's a bunch of basics. There's a stage too. It's just a bit of a mess. Oh, also, I'll quickly highlight this Gengar. This Gengar switches every turn. Mega Dragonite EX also switches every turn. This is an effect, as I said, we have in standard when I'm talking about it. It doesn't really see play. It sees like a tiny bit of play for some specific matchup stuff, but I've heard some people saying this ability is like super good on Mega Dragonite. It's the same thing here, and it's not really played that much. But obviously Kyurem was good in standard for Regidrake, really. Obviously that's not in standard, right? So Arm Rouge is cool. Arm Rouge is a really fun card. I want to give it to Arm Rouge. Okidogi is like all right. Gastrodon, I guess, is disruption is decent. Raging Bolt, I guess, is good as well. I mean, even like Goldengo. How much play does Goldengo actually see? It sees a little bit here in Goldengo EX. But I guess okay, I'm not like the biggest fan of Raging Bolt. But I feel like it's a decent card within Raging Bolt EX. It's like a I was gonna say I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think I'm like lower than other people. It's like not the best card in the game. It's like a secondary attacker, I guess. Might even be lower than that. But it's a it's like a tech attacker there. But anyways, for the most part, these cards are kind of meh. Also, En's Reshiram, I guess, is pretty good. I should probably actually give it to En's Reshiram, shouldn't I? En's Reshiram's like a very important piece to the end stack. It's actually not super good. Again, I've also been thinking a lot about Mega Dream EX recently, and End Reshiram like loses a lot of value. Well, I guess it loses value because End Zekrom is essentially like better End Reshiram. They're not exactly the same. But anyways, I guess I should give it to End Reshiram. It's still a important piece within the end stack, which is like an all right deck there. Certainly more important to the end stack than Raging Bolt is to Raging Bolt EX there. Moving on to 140 here, we see we got the Dunsparce, which is a fun card. I'm trying to look if there's anything better. Maybe Alakazam. Yeah, I guess, I mean, Dunsparce, what? They mostly sees play in Alakazam, right? Yeah, so giving the support piece over the main piece, which also is a support piece, seems like kind of silly. Toxtricity is good as well. I do believe that this card is like a really nice card, but it's new. I feel like I can't really give it to Toxtricity at this point, based on what we've like seen. I mean, it's like fine. I don't know when all said and done if it's actually going to be remembered as like a good or like a like bad card or like good or like not remembered. Obviously it's able to accelerate energy and it's able to do it pretty well. And I think it works well with the Darkest Pokemon in standard as well. But I'll just give it to or I guess Enstarmation is also pretty good, but I'll give it to Alexam. I think Alexam's a decent deck. It's not the best deck in the game, but in fact, it's like not a particularly. It's a very meh deck, but it's cool. It's decent. Meh is not bad. Looking at 150 here though, we see a lot less Pokemon. For the most part, these are bad. Actually, funnily enough, they're pretty good GLC Pokemon. Well, there is some good GLC Pokemon, but the best card here is definitely Crustle. Crustle is like a not exciting pick. Is it actually? I don't know. It's a fun little single prizer. Yodian some decks. It's kind of situational. Can be a part of a deck can be the main part of a deck, but yeah, it's good. Walling EXs like Mimikyu, except it's like a little better, I guess. I still do like Mimikyu, but it's the main Pokemon. Crustle is going to be a lot better there. Moving on though to 160. 160 here is going to be pretty simple and straightforward. It's actually, is it? Dusknoir is very good. I feel like I can't give it to Dusknoir. I mean, Dusknoir is good in Charizard. Dusknoir is good in Dragapult. Those are two very, very good decks. But Squawkabilly EX is like super good, right? Again, this is another one where I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts. I do think that Squawkabilly, I might even make a poll on this. If I do, the poll, if you see the poll before watching the video, I'm obviously recording the video first, but Squawkabilly EX versus Dusknoir. I mean, Squawkabilly is so good for draw turn one. It turns a like any hand into another hand, which is like good, right? That's really good. I mean, it doesn't just turn into another hand. Like you play stuff first, and you draw a bunch of cards. It has discard synergy. The decks it's played in are going to be a little worse than the Dusknoir decks, but it's also more versatile. A little bit. I mean, it's definitely more versatile than Dusknoir. Not that Dusknoir like isn't a versatile card, but Dusknoir needs to really go in like a stage 2 deck or a deck like, say, the Lopunny Dusknoir deck, where you're able to really build around it, right? So I wouldn't say that's Dusknoir being versatile. Versus, Squawkabilly can be played in any deck. It does have, I mean, 160 HP is, high for a single prizer and not high for a multi-prizer. So I guess I'll give it to Squawkabilly. I think it's pretty close, but I definitely think Squawkabilly is the better card. I think just the metagame and the like the decks that the cards go in make it close, but I do think Squawkabilly is better. Looking at 170 here, oh yeah, okay, I remember these cards are bad. Even at looking at like all the cards, yeah, they're pretty bad, right? So also, okay, historically, it's good, but right now it's bad. So I guess it's Ethan's Typhlosion. I don't know. I mean, Haxorus is played in this Haxorus. Wait, is this Haxorus played in stuff? No, it was played in Regidraco. This Haxorus is sometimes played in Slowking, I guess. I don't even like see Slowking. It's not very good, right? And then Ethan's is played in Ethan's. And then you have Blaziken, which is played in Blaziken. Or with like Dragapult or something. Blaziken and Ethan's are like both alright. I mean, Blaziken on its own is like pretty bad. Ethan's is the main focus of the Ethan stack. So, or Ethan's Typhlosion is the main focus of the Ethan's Typhlosion deck. But anyways, Ethan's Typhlosion, I guess, will get the win. These are pretty underwhelming, but yeah. Moving on to 180. This one is pretty straightforward. It's Mew EX, right? Mew EX is a good card. It allows you to draw. It has free retreat. It's got okay HP. 180 is like more reasonable than 160. Still not where you like, but it's fine. And then you have the attack. It's the free retreat, the attack, and the draw. Those are all nice. You actually sees a bunch of play in some different decks. And mostly you're looking at it like, I mean, Gardevoir is very good, but it's also like a draw card in some basic focus decks. I mean, it could be in any deck as well, but it's it's mostly going to see play in Gardevoir in those basic decks there. And looking at 190 HP here, we see, I'd say, two cards in the running here, which are Pekrunt EX and Liz Clefairy EX. This is another one where I'd be interested in hearing people's thoughts on it. Pekrunt EX is a card allowing you to switch and poison yourself. Normally, I'd say Pekrunt EX is like pretty good, except like Latias. Yeah, if we look at a deck here, like Dragapult Blaziken here. Okay, this one. Wait, what? Why does this play Pekrunt? Okay, maybe it's for a finisher. I don't know. I actually did not expect. I have not looked through like the regional results. Wait, Marnie's. Okay, I want to pull up. Just pull up Mega Absol. So Mega Absol EX is Darkness. The other cards in the deck are not really Darkness. I mean, there are some other Darkness options, but Pekrunt EX will allow you to do some stuff. It allows you to use Binding Mochi if you're playing that as well. That being, and it is a switch if you get like Retreat locked. But you still have Latias EX, right? Latias EX is going to be better. Like Latias EX is almost always better. It's more versatile, and I don't know if it's better, like if you're just using Darkness Pokemon, but it's pretty close because poisoning is like sometimes bad, and then you can like get knocked in between turns. But anyway, so yeah, Pekrunt is good, but it looks kind of meh compared to Latias. And the other option is Liz Clefairy EX. Obviously, Liz Clefairy EX is good against Dragapult because it can one-shot it, but it's like a generally decent Pokemon. I mean, it's not like super good. It allows you to do decent damage for a basic for 2, which could be good. Like if you're playing Gardevoir and you like don't have your Gardevoir. I don't know. If you're playing Gardevoir and you don't have your Gardevoir, that's bad. But yeah, it is like an option there, I guess. But anyways, oh, and in like Terra Box or various Toolboxy decks as well. It's good. So Lily's his I don't know, neither of them are main focuses of their decks. I guess I'll give it to Lily's because it like attacks and is like I don't know. That's not like a great reasoning there, to be honest. But they're both pretty good and pretty close in my opinion. I'd say it's like kind of changed at times. Liz used to be super good. Before that, Pekron EX used to be like super nice. But anyways, I'll give it to Lily's here, but it is pretty close there. Looking at 200 HP, we see that there are a handful of cards, as in a pretty small handful of cards here. Pikachu X is like good, I guess, but it's not really good on its own. I mean, it's like a basic Terra, but anyways, obviously, Pikachu EX, I feel like you kind of have to give it to. If you want to say it's EVEX, I think there's like kind of an argument, but Pikachu EX is good. Very very yellow here, or very gold, but yeah, you can tank. You do big damage, right? You do big damage on a basic. That's mostly all there is to it. It's played in Joltik Box, where it's like really the main attacker, or like secondary. It's one of the main attackers. Then in like Terra Box, which is also a very meaningful piece. So it's good. It's the most damage you do on a basic, like reasonably. So yeah, pretty clear there. Then looking at 210 HP, this is honestly probably the most stacked HP amount. You have the Ogre Pawns, all of them are good except for the Fire one, and they're all like quite good. Then you have Latias EX. Latias EX legitimately might be the second best Pokemon in the game. I don't know what the second best. I'd say the second best one might be Gardevoir EX. I don't know, but Latias EX is very very good. We were just talking about Pekron EX, which is a decent card, by no means a bad card. Latias EX is a similar caliber card to what it does, except it does it for any type. So not all stages, but you're mostly looking to retreat out your basics. You're not really looking to retreat out evolutions that much anyway. So yeah, Latias EX obviously very good. Obviously it's not Latias EX. Obviously it's Fezandipiti EX. Fezandipiti EX I think is the best Pokemon in the game by far. Comparing it to a main like Pokemon that like fulfills that like does the stuff that the deck's trying to do, as in like the main attacker or whatever, it's a little hard to compare. But ultimately, Fezandipiti EX is a card that draws 3 cards on all the turns you need it to, for the most part, except for early game. It doesn't like do anything early game really, but it's still good. Like it's a Pokemon your opponents will try to target because it's good. And it's not they're targeting it because it's super weak. 210 HP for a support Pokemon is pretty decent. Actually, it's like quite good. So yeah, Fezandipiti EX I think really has to take it here. I don't think there's really any debate. I don't really think there's a great debate over it not being the best Pokemon in the game, to be honest. So yeah, it's Fez here. This is a stat category, but Fez easily takes it. Then looking at 220, this one's kind of interesting here. We have a handful of cool cards. I don't know how much play Iron Leaves to see right now. It's just a little bit, okay. But then it's between Genesect EX and Miraidon EX. Obviously, this Miraidon, not this one. Genesect EX getting Metal Evolutions, Miraidon EX getting Lightning Basics. I'm going to give it to Miraidon. I mean, getting Basics is better. You have Nest Ball, so it kind of Genesect turns your Nest Balls into Ultra Balls is kind of what I say. That's not exactly the case, but like that's kind of what it does. Miraidon is good. I mean, yeah, long story short, Miraidon's good. It's an attacking option as well as a support Pokemon versus Genesect EX is only one, and yeah, I don't think the other options are super close. The other ones are like Tech or secondary attackers or something, which are like all right, but yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Miraidon here. Then 230 I think is relatively. It's not like I was gonna say relatively tame. I mean, you have specifically you got Trapagos, you got Iron Hands, you got Iron Thorns. I mean, okay, it's not Iron Thorns. Iron Thorns is like good. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it's actually cool. It's kind of not cool. But anyways, that's a Pokemon there that has been good. But Iron Hands is good in like Joltik Box. Terrapagos is good in Terra Box, including, well, really any Noctowl deck you look at in like Charizard or Flareon, or is there another deck that's not Terra Box? I don't think. Oh, there is Ho-Oh Armarouge. But yeah, I feel like Iron Hands is the more impactful card in the deck it's played in, but or there's also Lightning Boxes as well for Iron Hands. But I think Trapagos is just the better card. I mean, it's like pretty well rounded. It's pretty useful. So I'll give it to Trap Ghost. I think it's close, but I will give it there. Moving on to 240 here. This one's not close. It's Raging Bolt EX. There's not really many Pokemon with 240 HP in the game, so it's obviously Raging Bolt there. Then no, not 225. 250 here. We see this one is honestly kind of close as well. I don't think there's anything super good. I guess I'm just hearing your thoughts down below in the comment section. I guess I'll give it to Baynet EX. I think that's what I gave it to last time. The rest of these, there's like the two Great Tusks, which are very, I was gonna say mad. They're kind of bad. Then there's Wigglytuff EX, which is also kind of bad. Then Okidogi EX, which I guess is also kind of bad. I can't think of the last time I've seen this card. I just leave most of these. I can't really think of the last time I've seen them. But I will give it to Baynet EX here. Then looking at 260 HP, this one's actually close here between the two new, well, not like actually newest, but two newest reprinting cards here, Gholdengo EX and Blood Mercy Luna EX. Obviously, Gholdengo EX is very good. It's been a very good deck really since it's come out, and it is obviously very good now. And then Blood Mercy Luna EX is like super good. It's one of the best Pokemon in the game. I see these are both probably top 10 Pokemon in the game, if not top 20. At some point, I might do like a top something Pokemon in the game. But anyways, I think Gholdengo is like the bigger focus. I guess I'll give it to Gholdengo. It also has support. Blood Mercy Luna EX can be useful for closing games at the end, right? It's able to do big damage potentially for free for 1 energy, whatever. Could be used for more energy, but it's like not very good if you're using it for 3 or more. It's pretty bad. If you're using it for 2, it's not particularly good either. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not really something you're looking to do. You're looking to use it for 1 or 0. It's very good in that situation. It's like absurdly good. It's best stats in the game. And it's a basic. 260 HP as a basic is very good, but in terms of actually mattering, it doesn't matter that much usually. It's HP here, so I'll give it to Gholdengo, but again, it is pretty close, and I am interested in hearing people's thoughts in the comment section. Looking at 270, this one's pretty interesting. We have some basic megas, which I think are just kind of meh. And you have a bunch of stage 1 EXs, where I think it is going to be between one of the Fire Stage 1 EXs. You do have the specifically Mega Dancy and Jellicent, which aren't like good in Gardevoir. But Flareon's good, and then Sarilege is also good. I looked at their statistics in terms of their deck play rates, and they're kind of similar. Flareon's like cooler card, definitely. It's more versatile. It has fun plays it can do. Sarilege is not that cool. It's very simple. I'd say it's by far the simplest deck in the game right now, unless there's like some deck that I'm forgetting. I'm pretty sure it's like the simplest deck in the game. I mean, that's like kind of subjective, but you just do like big damage with Sarilege. It's a fun deck, but yeah, Flareon has some cool things it can do. It's powerful. It actually can use both of its attacks. This isn't more. I'm more getting into the card design right now. I think I'll give it to Sarilege. Sarilege doesn't need that much support around it. It's really the focal point of its deck. Flareon theoretically is a little more versatile in terms of what it can be played with. It can be like kind of tossed in because EV can evolve quickly and accelerates and stuff. But yeah, Sarilege is like pretty simple, straightforward, and just good. So I'll just give it to that there. Then 280 here. 280 is a an HP that's really interesting here. We have basic stage 1s and stage 2s. I think there's one of each stage that we're really looking at and considering. I think it's either Mega Absol EX, Pidgeot EX, or Enzoric EX. I don't think it's Mega Absol EX. I don't know if I'm like actually a hater of it, because when it was revealed, people thought it was crazy for putting it at 8. Not crazy as in like that's too low, which looking back it is. But they were like, that's like way too high. But anyways, out of all the megas when they were revealed, or I guess a little high. But anyways, Mega Absol isn't actually like super good. It's a decent deck, and it's like the focal point of the deck, but it's not like the only important piece of the deck or anything like that. The other cards are like pretty good, right? Enzoric EX is Draw, Pidgeot EX is Search. Pidgeot EX is a better engine than Enzoric EX by a little bit. Enzoric EX is a good attacker, but it's not an amazing attacker. I'm just not really believing in the deck. Pidgeot EX obviously played in Charizard EX. Charizard EX is super good right now. It's played some other things as well, but I'll give it to Pidgeot EX as a good card. It's like arguably the best engine in the game. I mean, it's the best engine in the game, I'd say, once it's set up. I mean, you search any card every turn, right? That's really good. That realistically should be enough to, and is often enough to win you games. So I'll give it to Pidgeot here just as a good card, though I think it is close between ends. I think ends with the next set will be better, and overpass it or surpass it. Looking at 290, if you didn't know, there are not any Pokemon with 290 HP. So yeah, but looking at 300, there are some here. This one is pretty clear. It's Mega Kangaskhan EX, the I think best of the Megas. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm forgetting something newer than it. Yeah, no, it's like definitely the best of the Megas. It's versatile. All the things I said about Mew EX, except for the retreat thing. Swap the retreat in the HP, and yeah, Mega Kangaskhan is pretty good. It is a 3-prizer, which is like a little annoying, but it draws you cards and it can be a pretty decent and versatile attacker there. So definitely gonna be that one there. Looking at 310, this one is also very clear. It's Gardevoir EX. It allows you to accelerate energies, all your energy onto the board, right? It also like does damage, which can be good to you, can do damage to your opponent with its attack as well. Not too much to overcomplicate here. It's obviously Gardevoir. 320 HP is between Dragapult and Barney's. I don't think it's super close. I think it's definitely Dragapult EX. One of the better Pokemon in the game in that, like, I imagine it's like in top 20. It might even be in top 10. I don't know. Looking at 330, this one is also pretty straightforward. As much as I love Cynthia's, it's not that. It's also not Mega Lopunny as much as I love Mega Lopunny. It is Charizard EX, the Darkness one, not the Fire one, obviously, because it's arguably the best deck in the game right now. Arguably been like I think it's probably, since it's come out, it's been the best deck in the game. I don't know, like, not like the entire time or anything like that, but it's been like throughout that time period, probably the most consistent deck in the metagame. And yeah, it's going to be in the top 10 cards or Pokemon probably of the era, certainly attackers of this era. But then we also have 340, previously the highest, but not currently the highest. This one's kind of interesting. There's Mega Lucario, Palafin, Mamoswine, and Slacking, all EXs there. I like Palafin, but I gotta give it to Mega Lucario. Slacking's also okay. Mega Lucario is like alright. The stuff around it, like Lunetone and the trainers, or specifically the items, are super good. Mega Lucario is still like decent, I guess. It's not super impressive, but it's all right. Then 350, we have nothing competitive. So we have these two, Mega Gengar and Mega Abomasnow, which I guess I'll give it to Mega Gengar. It's not that good, but it's the best one. We'll just kind of skip past that, though. 360 between Mega Gardevoir and Mega Charizard. This one's actually an interesting debate. Mega Gardevoir obviously is good in Gardevoir. Mega Charizard obviously good in Charizard. Both very good decks in the game. Both honestly pretty meh options within the decks, though I'd say Mega Gardevoir is going to be a bit better of an option. I just really am not a huge fan of Mega Charizard at all, though I'm not a particularly big fan of either of these cards, and I don't think anyone would say these are like the best or anything like that, but I'll give it to Gardevoir. 370, we don't have anything with 370 HP here. So then more HP than 370 is going to be the only card with more HP than that, which is Mega Venusaur EX, the highest HP Pokemon in the game. Mega Venusaur, obviously, pretty good. Or no, pretty good for his HP, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Mega Venusaur is the highest HP ever, though, so that's like cool. It's all right, it's kind of whatever. Wait, this card isn't like, oh, it is competitive. Okay. It sees a little bit of play. It's like kind of in the middle of the Megas. It's all right. Kind of similar caliber to Mega Lucario, where it's playable. But anyways, tell me down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on the best Pokemon I gave in this video. If you think that there are any that I really missed, there's a chance I missed something big. If there are any ones that you'd change, any cards that got overshadowed that you wish I had talked about that I didn't. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, join the channel as a member as well. But as I said, hope you enjoyed them. As always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.